And hello, welcome to Tuesdays, Two Dogs Digs Hall Pass with me and just me. Today we're going to talk about Baggie Wall hauls. So what are Baggie Wall hauls? If you go to thrift stores, some of them have the ability to see things like the video you see right here. This is a Baggie Wall at one of the thrift stores that I frequent sometimes. This happens to be just their housewares Baggie Wall haul, Baggie Wall. They even have a toy one. So what we're going to do today is we've got a bunch of stuff that I picked up over the past 4 or 5 weeks. I don't even remember what I got, but I've thrown it into a box and I put a name on the box so that I would know that this is the Baggie Wall. So all I do is bring a bag in and throw it in there. Now, so I don't even remember. I know that probably a lot of the stuff in here is going to be in the toy-ish area because I haven't found tons in the houseware section over the past little while. So that's what we're going to talk about today, our Baggie Wall haul, and hopefully have you find things that we found that you may not have even thought about looking for. I am Craig. This is me. No, that's me. That's me. Rick is downstairs and maybe making comments left, right, and center. You never know, because he was feeling better and now he's back on his side of things. So he's had the worst kind of chest cold. It's not COVID. We've tested him multiple times, but unfortunately, he's just every time he's about to think, I'm just feeling better, all of a sudden he gets coughing fits. So today you got just me and maybe the occasional type in from the boy who lived downstairs in the living room on a lazy boy right now. A big hello to everybody who's joined us here at our Two Dogs Digs Tuesday Hall Pass. Hey girl. And Earthquake is here because of one simple thing. I just finished listening to a fabulous audiobook because I am a major disaster film fan. And the audiobook that I was listening to was called More Fire, the 50th anniversary of the Towering Inferno by Irwin Allen. So I didn't have a Towering Inferno thing, but I just happened to have an Earthquake one, so that's why it's there. It's got nothing to do with this show will be a disaster. God, I hope this show is not going to be a disaster. A big hello to everybody who's joined us here. A special extra thanks to those of you who are members of our Kennel Club. For $3 a month, you actually get little icons and things like that beside there. There's little emojis you can use. And we're going to try and start, we hadn't been in a while, but we're going to try and start doing some little tip videos at least once a month that are specific to that. And you'll get notices on that in your YouTube channel that there's a member only video that's coming out. Some things that'll be a little bit tips. Some will be, did you know, like what's the difference between this kind of china and this kind of china, like stuff like that. Just a little short 2, 3, 4, 5 minute kind of things. We're going to try and keep them going for those of you who are members of our club. So big hello to some of you. They're like that. So Janet's a member, Lisa's a member. Hey, Charmaine, Brian's a member. Diana, Carl, and Lori. Hi, Lori, and Holly. Kathy, Sandy, thanks for popping in. Wheel, Deal, Repeat. Great name. Hey, Louette. Marianne, Elisa, Sherry. Sherry has been helping us like crazy on Whatnot. I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the next short time too. Mr. Greg, Heather and Bob. There's Brian right there. Donna and I are going to have a fun show actually coming up as well. So Flipistics or Andrew. Paul, hello. Oh, there he is downstairs. A baggie, not on any wall. I don't know what that. Hooray for that! That's what I read things after the fact. What's up, Buttercups? Hey, Cameron, thanks for popping in. What are you No, you're downstairs. You're not speaking. You're not on camera. So just remember, if you see stuff you want me to take a look at, don't answer it in the chat. Star it so I can actually see the comment. So, couple of things I thought I'd start out with. First off, is a little bit of news stuff. A little bit of news and stuff. A little bit of sort of an update on something that we thrifted to show you how it worked for you, so you can keep an eye out for that one too. And we're going to talk a little bit about Whatnot because we're going to do a show in the next couple of weeks. Because if you're not on Whatnot, why not? And we'll show you why. But first and foremost was this little piece of news that I thought was actually kind of fun that Etsy just announced recently. And that is Etsy has introduced a chief giving officer, Drew Barrymore. So this is one of the things I love lately about Etsy is they are getting smarter and smarter with talking to their buyers. They have a great campaign out right now on TV that's all focused on buying, and part of it is on the gift giving side of things. So they've actually hired Drew Barrymore as their chief gift giving officer. So if you go to Etsy Journal, you can find this on the Etsy website. You will be able to see a little story about there. And they've got a way, there's a commercial on, and it's like, what do we give the French? And somebody says cheese, and there's a gifting app that says how that works. They've been doing things that have been better than anything eBay's been doing in years, that are like, if you're looking for gifts, and they can be retro and all sorts of stuff like that. Even Google Images doing stuff, and it practically looks like they're showing Etsy pictures on that. So there is Drew. Here's some of her top gift picks. Now, and they've even got links where you can shop for these, which is amazing for those buyers or those sellers. Can you imagine? Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we'll see if I can get this to work or not. This is, you'll hear, but you'll be able to see it. So basically, what she's actually telling you to do is try and put a little something, a little personalized thing into something that you actually are doing. So when she's actually said she's kept things, when she's ordered stuff on Etsy, she keeps little things that people may send, stickers and things like that. So yes, she was. Wasn't that one of many marrieds that she had, or at least many different boyfriends and stuff? Yeah, I didn't think there was sound because I didn't have it set that way. Yeah, Rick, you know that. I just went through all of this for the last 20 minutes of you saying I couldn't do any of those things. Hey, Lori. Hey, Susie. Yay, you made it. And Nancy, you finally made it. I guess it's kind of like an Oprah thing. I don't know, but I think that the nice thing about it is to actually have a well-known celebrity talking about a platform for you to shop from. So that's actually I think just a great thing again. So they've introduced her. They'll probably be doing a lot more stuff on TikTok and stuff like that. And hey, I know you're not Sue's mother. You're Sue's sister. I'm never going to let that one I thought you forgot. You didn't forget. You'll never forget. Drew Barrymore is your celebrity twin. You're the same age. Oh, I don't even know who my celebrity twin. I don't want to know who my celebrity twin is. So next thing I thought that you might think would be interesting. So if my sound is kind of crunchy, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Tyrannosaurus on me. A little while back, I did a show and I showed you a haul, and it was can I turn this $100 into what? I didn't know what I could turn this $100 into. And one of the things that I bought was a Baggie Wall filled, I don't know if you can see this, but a Baggie Wall that was filled with greeting cards, like thank you notes and things like that. So I don't know if you remember that or not. So I ended up in that greeting card lot. That's that whole bag full. If you remember, I think I bought 15, 16 bags. Every bag had 3 or 4 things inside it. Well, we've actually started listing some, and a couple of the items that we had in there, I went through and there wasn't a real value to them. So I'm like, darn. But there were other ones that are listed. And within a couple of days after we listed them, we sold a couple of sets, like little box set, for $15 and another one for $15. Now, I paid, if you remember, about $50. It was about, we figured $45 to $55 Canadian for all of them. And I'm keeping to list or sell about out of all those boxes, there were, I don't know, 55, 60 different little card sets. I'm getting rid of like 20 of them to put in a future max solds thing or on a Facebook post. But other ones, like the horses, I was looking back and Diana had said, oh, people who have horses have lots of money. So I have like 6 of the horse sets and things like that. But here was the fun thing. If you recall, I found a couple of things and they were Betsy Clark. And the only reason I knew about Betsy Clark, if you was somebody on the craft group actually had talked about getting Betsy Clark. So this was a Betsy Clark sealed little set. And I have 2 of these. And it's a little sealed set. There you go. Originally $1.25, 10 notes, and 10 envelopes. And so we put this little guy on sale on auction, and it closed on Sunday afternoon. And we sold it for $51. Yes, $51 for that one little thing. So we were so happy with that. I've got another one that I'm going to be posting shortly, and I'll start it at like $49.95. So that's almost like that's the 2 of those should hopefully be over $100, which is more than we sold, more than we paid for everything we got. Everything we got in that haul. Remember, this was about $45 with the note cards, and I had all this other stuff in there. We also we found another Betsy Clark. Now, this one was a bit surprising. This is a Betsy Clark set, and it's notes and seals, but it was open. Boo-hoo, it was open. So you can see, there it is. Now, at the back here, there's the little Betsy Clark. I think it was, there's the seals, some little lilacs, I guess. And that's it. There's supposed to be 12 notes and 12 envelopes and 12 seals. There were only 11 notes and 11 envelopes. So somebody used 1, but they didn't touch any of the seals. So we thought, you know what? Let's be a little ballsy, and we will try, we'll try and list this for at least the same amount of money. So maybe about $49 or so. Well, much to our disappointment, not $133. $133 for one opened notepad thing. So, holy crap, who knew Betsy Clark had such a following? Now, it's only certain things that seem to have that kind of following. It's like, damn. Wow. What? No freaking way. Holy macaroni. So that's the same as me. Because the funny thing was, when the sale ended, I didn't notice that it had gotten an extra bid. And I said to Rick, oh, well, we sold them both for $50. Yeah, he goes, no. One of them got like more bids. And I went, what? It's $50. He goes, no, 130. I said, nothing got 130. And then I went and said, oh my God. So yes, it was like an oh my God moment. So yeah, these 3 Betsy Clark note cards, 2 sets of sealed, and this one set will have ended up selling when we sell the next one for hopefully $50 for almost $250 US. So on an investment of $1 each. Yes. Hey, Joel. Yes, you're okay to be late. Happy birthday to Joel. It's his birthday today. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Joel. Yeah, I did squeal. That's true. Yeah, you know me. I squeal at times, and that's what I did. Squeal like I don't know, something exciting, not like a pig, because that's from Deliverance, and that's the wrong kind of squeal. But we weren't. Wasn't that? It was like my max sold squeals, like the happy squeal, not the runaway from the terrified backwoods people squeal. Now, one other thing I'm going to show you as well, because we're going to talk about the same thing too today, is I'm not going to harp on CrossList, but we still are doing CrossList. And if you're not doing CrossList Magic, take a look at our YouTube channel. There's a CrossList Magic thing on there. I'm going to post about it in Craft again. We're going to do a CrossList Magic, another thing in a future show as well, reminding you. But one of the other places I'm always talking about is expand your horizons. And you can expand your horizons using Whatnot. It's so easy to do. And so what we've done in the past weekend, we did a show. So just so you know, let me just find my Whatnot page here. So this is Whatnot. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is the Whatnot thing. It's an app that is on your phone. And if you go to it on your phone, you can download it on your phone. And where are you? There you are. I'm going to show you it on my phone big time here. There we go. So there it is on your phone. So these are all live things right now. All sorts of different topics, all sorts of different things. Popeye's Postcards is on there always, every Tuesday, right opposite us. So hopefully you're not watching him because you're watching me. Tons of things. Sometimes you get this. It tells you how many people are in there. 2 people in the live or 6 people in the live. Sometimes people get 100 people or 138 people, like really popular shows. $1 stars. Never do a $1 show. So we did shows, and we did them last week. Wednesday, we did a show on paper, ephemera. We did a whole bunch of different kinds of things. Wednesday was an ephemera show. Friday night was a show about tattoo flash art. So this is art that was up in a wall of a tattoo parlor. Saturday, we did a toy show, just all sorts of different kinds of toys. Little toys, medium-sized toys, old toys, new toys. Sunday, we did a Monster High clear out and cleared a bunch of my rest of our Monster High stuff out. And Monday night, last night, we did a vintage Christmas show. So we did all of those shows in a week, under a week. This is our current Whatnot balance. We have made over $1,000 in the last 5 days using Whatnot, selling stuff for $3 and $4 and $5 and an occasional $10 and $15 and $20 thing, but stuff that you don't want to post on eBay, that you don't want to think about. This is it. And if you look really close, you will actually be able to see here, if I can make this bigger. These are all of our, this is all we've done since January. So January 23rd, we've already done $2,000. These are all cashed out. This is for me to cash out right now. This is just sitting there for me to take out. Like immediately, boom, I'm going to cash it out. And it is now paid out to me. See, you just saw me cash out $1,000 from our Whatnot account. And this is just it. It's so simple to do. So I'm going to show you a video just to show you how simple this is for us to set up. And you can set it up the same way. Let's see if I can make this work properly. Who knows? I might be able to make it work. I may not. Woof. Hey there. Bad Dog from Two Dogs Digs. People often ask me, how do you do Whatnot shows? Is it complicated? How do you set them up? I'm going to show you how easy it is so you can actually try and do it. Now, if you're not familiar with Whatnot, it's a platform that basically combines social aspects like YouTube and Facebook with eBay and Etsy. It's a way to sell stuff live. How do you do it? Well, this is how we've set it up. We set our iPad up with a view of this side. You never have to appear on camera if you don't want to. You can show everything over here that you're going to sell. Or, like we do, we flip it around so we actually talk to people while we're doing the show and flip back and forth. But what makes it even better is if you can do a full setup, which is having a laptop beside you. Because then you can add items on the side. You never have to, you can see your show. You never have to keep touching that screen and knocking things over like we have to time do. So take a look at Whatnot. Try it out. Oof. So that's what we do. And actually, again, Sherry, who is actually does shows here as well. She does jewelry. She just was doing a purse show she had to cancel. You can set a show up and just like move it. You can change it. You can cancel it if you don't want. Sherry doesn't appear. She just has her hands appear showing all the jewelry. And you can go onto Whatnot and see how people do all sorts of different ways. We just like the interaction, so we like showing our face. It's already, no, it's not. It's just that we just feel like that's the way we like to do it because we don't care what we look like. Well, we do, but more our shirts than we do the rest of us because I can't style this. This is the best I can do here. Yeah, and I'll try and do another lesson, maybe Heather with you directly to teach you and Bob how to do it. She has 3 raid train schedules, so people are doing raid trains with things like that. So But again, it's relatively easy. Right now, we have 3 shows coming up for ourselves that we planned, and we're going to plan a bunch more coming up. We're going to try and show up there weekly. And we've got a show tomorrow that's going to be paper every Wednesday afternoon. We're going on. Sunday night is going to be Vinylmation. And then we've got vintage Japanese records on the 20th at 9 p.m. And these, like, for example, the vintage Japanese records, we did this show. You can put a video on. You don't have to just use a still. This is a still, but this has the video behind it so it can catch people's attention. When we did the show on the Japanese, actually, we added that in. I think I did that on Saturday night too, just out of the blue. But when we did it, we only had 3 people in the show, and we only sold 5 albums for $5 a piece. Well, you know what? I can't get that kind of money waiting on eBay. So I got $25 for 5 albums. And 20 minutes after we ran and nobody else came into the show, I just said, thanks so much for coming. We'll be back with a future show and shut the show down. So that's the thing I love, is if you're there, you can actually go into it, and you can, if nobody visits you, you can just leave. It's kind of a strange thing, but that's how we handle or whatnot. But sometimes you have 10 people, and all you need to have with an auction is 2 people who want the same item. So we've got lots of tips and tricks in there that we have. And if you want to message us on anybody, if you're a Kennel Club member and you want to message us for any kind of extra help on whatnot, just let us know. But it's a great thing for you to potentially take a look at. And yeah, the thing that we love about whatnot now is it's exactly that. It's like a live auction. So Posh has got them right now too. Posh is doing live auctions. Whatnot is doing these live auctions as well. So does Pop Shop, I think. But with Whatnot, once you do 1,000 actual sales, and we're over 1,200 sales now, it took us a few months, you actually get instant payout. So the minute we print off the labels that Whatnot sends us, we get paid. So that's why that money's all sitting in there. While you're new, you'll have to build up and you have to send it, and they don't pay you until the item is delivered. That's the one thing that's a little bit different. Now, if you do want to try Whatnot, the key to it, if you're in the US, no issues whatsoever. You can just sign up for Whatnot, and you'll sign up using the US platform. If you're in Canada and you have access to Stallion Express or DYK, you can sign up using the US platform and a US address. And therefore, you're using USPS to drop stuff off. If you use Chit Chats only, they don't accept any labels. They won't accept labels from Poshmark. They won't accept labels from anywhere else. So that's your only challenge. If you're in Canada, you can do Whatnot from Canada, but the postage is going to be higher. We are going to have Vintage Zinnia, who's a really successful Canadian seller from Whatnot on. That's what we're just trying to figure out right now, when we can do our show. So that Vintage Zinnia can be part of the show, and she can tell you how she does everything from Canada. Let me just see. I saw a couple things. What did I just see over here? So Rick can't. I'm blowing your mind. You need to figure out how to attract viewers to my show when you have one. Well, that's just it. Posting your show in advance is one really great way. So you post your show 1 to 2 weeks in advance in a category that you want. That's all you need. People are always saying, join a group, ask for followers. Followers mean nothing. We have, take a look at this. We have, on our stream alone, 1,700 followers. We don't follow anybody. And out of 1,700 followers and over 1.3 thousand items sold, we don't get more than 5 to 20 people is the most. The one time we had a lot of people was our Pride Weekend show. And our Pride Weekend show, we had about 30, 35 people in our show. And then we got raided, which was Whatnot themselves actually raided us and sent 50 people into our show. So we had 80, 90 people at one point in our show, which was exciting. And yeah, I squealed on that one as well. So again, I'll talk much more about that. Yeah, Rick is answering questions, unfortunately, on the side here. So he's doing the thing I asked him not to do, which is I'm looking at questions answered by Rick, but I don't know what the question is. So Rick, I'm going to tell you to do me a favor. Go downstairs and go onto your computer downstairs so you can highlight the questions so I can see what they are, because I don't understand what's happening. I do follow you, Sherry. I'm pretty sure. Some people preload items. Sherry never preloads items. I do a combination of both things. Running Red, actually, yes, Lisa, you can use Running Red as well. That's something you can do. This month is your 1 year anniversary on it. Wow, it's been a year already. That's great. Donna pops in. Yeah, actually, she pops in just to see when I'm doing a show. And since you follow me, you'll see those shows in there. Heather and Bob tried it once, but they just didn't get how you need to set it up. Now, I did see something that was a comment, I think, somewhere in here about the crossless magic. There is, and somebody making, I think it was Brian Camper said that he made a sale using crossless magic. So again, that's just one of the things that's a reason for you to sell, helps you sell on other platforms really easy. I think we add 1 or 2 items a night. So we're over, I think we're close to 100 items now on Etsy, and we were down at 40 or 50 at one point. I just kept dropping out stuff that we didn't do really well with. So it's like, how many items should you have in each show? Doesn't really matter. You never know like how many people are going to show up there. So if you have a box like of stuff, like our show last night, we just had a huge box of stuff, and I just started picking stuff out and saying, okay, you're going to start this one at $3, this one at $3. So if you watch a couple of our shows, at least you'll get an idea on it. I'm going to try and film some more on that. So we've been using Whatnot since a year ago, October. So October 2022 is when we started. We ran all the way through till July. Then we took a 6-month break. And the reason we took a 6-month break was just some issues we were having with a group of people on there. Thinking, never mind, it was kind of. And yeah, Sherry is great on there. She came. She's our little moderator. She reminded people about how to use a coupon. Don't forget this. Make sure you bookmark. Sherry did an amazing job in there. Unfortunately, daylight savings and another cold has got you messed up. I know it's not crotchless magic. It's not. It's Other people say I say it too fast. It's cross-list magic. I'm going to have to say it like that every time. Anyway, today, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a Baggie Wall haul. So what the heck did I end up buying? I don't remember. So today, we're going to be doing carling or Google imaging, some stuff. And we will show you as we grab stuff and go, oh, this is what we bought. So this is the first thing I'm grabbing in here. This happened. I'm trying to figure out why I decided to pick this up. This was $2.99. So remember, there's Canadian pricing. So if you're thinking in US pricing, take basically a third off. So it's like $2 US, $3 Canadian. I grabbed this just because I thought, well, there's some things that look like they might be interesting in here. And basically each one would cost me about $0.25. But I can't really see what's inside. So I open it up and we'll see exactly what's inside and whether it was worthwhile as to what it is that we could get in here. So first thing we have is little Polar Bear Club for Owen Sound, Canadian Junior Bowling vintage thing. This I think might be pretty cool for somebody. 5-pin bowling award from Labatt's. I like that. Actually looks real. That would look really cool on a vintage baseball jacket. I think I can probably get $10 for that. Anne Hathaway Park. I didn't know Anne Hathaway had a park. And Bell's. Now, here's something I usually say, don't go and buy this type of item on a single item on purpose if it's for a school, unless you've done the research on it. This is the sort of thing. If this was the only thing in a bag that I saw and it was $3, $4, $5, I'd have to research it. But this is for Stratford Collegiate. Now, when you will find stuff that does really well, but this is how narrow an audience it's going to be, is somebody who went to Stratford. But again, these are all brand new patches. So I might find an audience for that. I don't know where. This is actually really killer. I think this is a killer one. 1961 American Bowling Congress League champion. Again, so bowling has got a great following. I knew there was some this was bowling oriented. Oops, I just dropped something else on the ground. Again, I don't know how many people are going to care about the Owen Sound Polar Bear Club or even that. But again, the neat thing about that, 1959 to 60. So again, that's a really cool patch. I might do a tiny bit of research, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to find out who the midgets of 168 were. Pioneer Security, So, and sometimes you might get lucky in this and find old Girl Guide patches and Scout patches, and some of those can be worth tons of money. Like, here's something I don't even know who the heck this is. This is probably, well, now I know who this is. Because there it is. It is the Regina Exhibition Association. Who knew? Well, I've got 3 of those patches. So if you're from Regina, that might be something really important to you. And from the 4-H Club, your Home Arts patch. So this entire batch of things cost me $2.99. I think I'll easily get like 25 bucks out of it. The patches that don't do any good, I might bunch them all together and see what happens with that. I know Greg actually does really well with yearbooks. And Andrew's saying he sold a yearbook from a local Ontario high school that went to Texas. Yeah, you never know where they move to. One thing that Greg actually looks for is yearbooks that have somebody famous Canadian in them from when they were young, because those things can also go for big money. At least about vintage heavy metal patches last summer have been selling really well. Now, this is the thing, is I have a bunch of patches that I can't seem to offload for the life of me, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I got to try and figure out how to get rid of them in bulk. Cute patches, skulls, crossbones, all sorts of things like that. I can't sell them. I don't know why. I've tried selling them in various ways, singles, bulked up, on Whatnot, on Etsy, and nobody wants them. I didn't pay a lot for them, but I still got to get rid of a bunch of them. So, Diana saying Bowen would love the Hanna-Barbera Grape Ape patch. Sell them to me cheap. I might very well do that. I might try them under sewing too. So far I've tried them under everything I thought would be a good thing for them. Now, what else did I buy? Why the heck did I buy this? Okay. Because I thought this might be neat. I don't know. $3.99. I decided to buy this for $3.99. Oh, I see why. There were just a few little Dungeons and Dragons type characters in here, which can go for good money, and a lovely dragon sword. So again, let's just open this up and figure out what I bought and why. I don't buy stuff just to go, hey, I got to have a bag for a Baggie Wall haul. There's a reason I paid $2.99. Like, I was at the Baggie Wall today. I did not buy a single thing that I looked at. But again, this is kind of interesting, and I'm trying to see if I can actually see. There's actually a mark on the back of it, of this dragon. Speaking of dragons, if you like dragons, watch Damsel on Netflix. Millie Bobby Brown's new movie. It's actually really fun. So it came out on Friday on Netflix. This is soft. Now I'm going to Carl this. So let me get to my little Carl imager here, if I can find it. Where'd you go? So I can try and Carl what this is. I got to look over the side here, find this, open this up, and we'll see if we can Carl what this is. So let's go into here. So we're doing, for Carling, what we end up doing is we go to the actual image here. I'm going to pop this into a bigger image, and then this is what I'm showing. So I'm going to search with my camera, so using Google Image, and we're going to pick this up. And take a look at that. The very first thing that it's picking up is a miniature serpent pewter sword that looks like the exact same thing, doesn't it? That looks the exact same as this from Dazzle City. So let's take a look at Dazzle City. And what is Dazzle City saying? Miniature pewter letter opener, sign 1996, 20 bucks. That is this exact item. So somebody is selling this item for $20. So there is a mark on the back of it as well, which I can't really tell what it says. I'll see if I can show you that as well in the little image there. Oh, there's my hand. So there's some signing there for a year, maybe a manufacturer, LW 1996. And might be great for me on a Whatnot show. The other things that I had in there, hold on, the other things I had, just so you can see a better image of them, were these little guys. And this is the reason I probably picked these up. So there is a marking on the bottom of these as well. I can't really see it well myself on here. Something.com. So I've got to, again, I will have to look these guys up, but I don't know if I can. I'll see if I can carl this and see if that happens. Oh, here we go. We might have one of them. Etsy King Arthur Pewter Village Knights. And this is on Etsy. And it's on there and it's sold out on Etsy. Now, here's the challenge. If you do these on your phone and you have an iPhone, you might be able to click on the sold out and get it to go somewhere to where the original image was. If you don't have it on Etsy, it doesn't work on an Android. So, well, I probably will ask Adrian, but I mean, I'm looking at a couple of these things here, and that does look like beside another one that was in there. Looks like I got a, where is it? Looks like I got a Maid Mary in there too. So, pewter historical miniatures. So yeah, it's again, I don't know who, Goldfish Blue. I don't know, but that's who that figure is. So again, it's just an interesting way to potentially take a look at some stuff. I think again, the reason I bought that, I've got maybe 4 or 5 figures that I'll have to learn how to read that underneath or do it with a magnifying glass. This was $3.99, so I should be able to at least get $10 for this, probably more. So I will put those into a lot, maybe of the figures themselves. Ow! 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 Poking myself with the swords. Don't poke yourself with the swords, and don't throw the damsel down on the ground. Next up, what did I pick this up for? Grab this. Okay, this is a big bag. Now, I know some people will know what these are kind of right away. I think these are what these are. So $5.99. That's what I saw on a wall. These are heavy. So I thought, okay. Now, I think Susie says, very cool. Oh, where'd it go? Very cool. As a gamer, this is exciting. Search Gotham Guinevere. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Schleich. Now, yes, I am cupping the bags again. Actually, just a quick thing. Thank you, Rick. Lisa had actually sold a chenille patch for a town in Nova Scotia that didn't exist. That's weird. That's really bizarre. For a town that didn't exist. Excalibur horses. Yeah, so let's take a closer look at these. Again, I saw this. I'm thinking, was there more than one of those? Yeah, the other one. Yep. When here, you know, what do I always say? When you're looking at a Baggie Wall, when there's one on the wall, probably not all, and obviously true. So this is what I ended up buying. $5.99 for both of these bags. And yes, they're heavy buggers. So let's take a look. You can hear them plunk on a table. So let's just open this up and see. Hearts are popping up on your screen. Why? I think if people are watching this on their phones, you can actually say, you like me. You can Sally Field me and say, you like me and love me. Love me. I'm going to be like Dream Girls. So these are some of the horses that I've got in here. I could sort of tell from the quick look that they looked like they were in really good shape. They don't have scratches or scuffs even in the baggie themselves. Now, to look at the actual manufacturer on them, you need to go to the tummies, usually, the undersides. So let's look at the undersides. Sounds terrible. We're going to be looking at some undersides now. So here we go. Let's look under this little guy. Oh, he's not that little, is he? Let's see. I got to try and focus him. So there we go. So there is. Now, this is a nice thing. I can do this too. There's the Schleich name you can see on there. Now, that's not a good way for you to actually sort these. The best way to sort them is to do this. Search for them is to do that. So here we go. So medieval warhorse, $9, $7. Well, this bag was filled with 1, 2. That's not a medieval warhorse, but this guy is. And some of these may be harder to find. I know I was speaking actually with Adrian yesterday because I did find a couple of little metal things yesterday. And like, you may find them that have more detail on them. Sometimes horses that are rearing are less popular than horses that are down because people don't want to. if you're doing a setup, you don't want all of your horses like this. You want your horses to be running, like look like they're running. Every horse should be like, oh, look at me, prancing or whatever you call that stance. Interesting. This one still actually has a tag on the back of it too. I don't know what the tag's from, but it actually has its UPC code. So this is like a brand new horse. On top of those horses, we got these horses. Schleich usually comes, yeah, fully loaded. And by fully loaded, I think that Carl is talking about the little bump down there. And again, this is a Schleich, and we've sold individual Schleich things for $10, $15. Not necessarily horses. Horses are not something I'm familiar with. Dragons, yes, but again, this is the kind of horse that actually does. I'm out of focus. I can't tell. I'm in focus here. That's the kind of Palomino look that actually is usually really, really popular because so many horses are done as a flat color. So I think I've got a couple of different kinds of horses here. Like this Baggie is mostly non. Well, of course, right as they say that this Baggie is mostly non-medieval, and then I get a medieval one or two medieval ones. So it's like 4 regular horses and some medieval ones as well. So I'm just going to do a quick move the horses over there. I feel like Tina Belcher on Bob's Burgers. It's Equestria Day. So this is called a Papo medieval horse, and it is $7. Again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 horses. And paint. Oh, okay. Thanks, Sandy. Again, that's just a quick thing that when I'm looking at it, it's like, so that's a paint horse, not a Palomino. I don't know anything about horses. I'll sell anything about horses, but I don't know nothing about no horse. I'm a dog geek guy. I don't even know enough about dogs. I know what Tyrannosauruses are. Let's see. That's a Brontosaurus right here. There's a Bronto. There's a Brontosaurus right there. So again, basically less than $1 a piece. And that's the key to look at it, is to try and go, I want to find something that's not going to cost me a lot of money. Now, what is this? Okay, what did I buy this for? I must have looked this up. I don't know. This is a plastic bag with a bunch of stuff in it that isn't Lego, but it does have a card inside it. So I picked this up because it's a Mantanoid. What? It's a Mantanoid. What the heck is a Mantanoid? Well, let's hop into our eBay side of things and see if we can find it here. We've got an eBay thing open. Where's our eBay? Let me get this out of the way. Hide for a moment. Let me here, and I'm going to eBay. I'm going to eBay. Oops. eBay. There we go. No, I know that's a T-Rex. There's a Bronto. That's there. Okay, I've never figured out how to point because you never point. That's a T-Rex. That's a Bronto. This is a Mantanoid, right? What did I say that's what it is? Mantanoid. Well, let's see. We don't know what a Mantanoid is, so let's type Mantanoid. What is a Mantanoid? Well, it looks like it might be something from Bakugan. So I'm going to open that baggie and see if I can figure it out. And you know what? I think it is something from Bakugan. It is. It's Bakugan. It's the Bakugan Mantanoid. Whatever the heck it means. Oh, there's a ball-type creature thing here. So I must... Oh, and then now comes the terrible thing for me. I don't know if this is just a me thing. I can't do Transformers. I can't do any. It's not that my hands aren't dainty enough. This is the thing that it's like, I never know how to put these things back together. As I have Transformers that I've spent like 20 minutes. It's supposed to just go back in a ball. And it's like, I can't for the life of me figure out, no, I made the ball. I made the ball. I'm so excited. I made the Mantonite ball. I normally can't do that kind of thing. And I think if you just drop it, no, I thought if you drop the Bakugans, they opened up. Now I'll never be able to, I'm never going to be able to get this open again. Oh my goodness. Throw it against the wall. I'm not going to do that. There, like, I don't know who it is. Did say it's a Mantonite, and on the back of this, it actually says, oh, look. Oh, there's a magnet in this. I forgot. Bakugans have that magnet in it. So all I have to do is this. Now, this is not going to work on camera, right? I just dropped it on the thing and it opened up. Now, it's magnetized, but I can't figure out how to open it. It said that this is from the Battle, and then it opened on its own. Oh my God. Battle Planet. I can't wait to sell this and get it out of my life. I cannot see that darn thing anywhere. I'm going to have to do a better lookup of that and figure out why the heck I bought it. I don't know why I bought it, but I bought it. So, don't know why I did it, but I did it. I did it. I don't know why I did, but indeed I did. Well, it's probably $2.99. I really didn't care. Let's go down and find something else that we think is cute. Okay. One on the wall, probably not all. But at the same time, it may not even two on the wall, may not be them all. I don't even know if these are all there. I do remember as soon as I saw them, I remember going for these and then going, oh crap. This was really cute. It's the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And there's 5 in this bag. 5 in the darn bag. I don't know if it was done on purpose. But I know that Fisher-Price, one market. Disney, another market. I think these are Fisher-Price. I actually have to use a magnifying glass on these to see. I don't know where my magnifying glass went because I'm blind without my magnifying glass. So I guess I'm going to have to do this again and see if I can figure out if it is, say, Fisher-Price. They look a lot like Fisher-Price. Made in China. No, it just actually says Mattel on them, but it does not say Fisher-Price. They look like Fisher-Price little people, don't they? Well, this is who I got. 1, 2, 3. So 4 or 5. Right? So I got 5. So I looked and looked and looked and looked. And what did I manage to find? I found another bag. And I think that, but I don't think that there's only one other dwarf in here. So for us, it's going to be Snow White and Cinderella. And one more dwarf. Yay! But now I only have 5 dwarfs. And I've got princes. And I've got, just in case it gets too hot with all those little dwarfs, I got a fireman. Why? I don't know. And you know what? I got another Snow White. They're twins. There's Snow White and Snow White. So why couldn't you have given me the 7th dwarf? There was no 7th dwarf. Bad me. Let's get married. I spent 15 minutes looking for that 7th dwarf. I think the reason they ended up being put into the thrift store is because there were 6 stores. $3.99. Not going to say that this is a giant win from a Baggie Wall, but I will say that it is probably going to be a little bit of money. Sometimes you find weird stuff as well that you just, again, you have to look these up. This was something that I thought was neat because I saw it on the wall. And I could see, oh, it's still in its plastic. So this has come off of a card. So it's some kind of action figure that was on a card. And it has come off the card, but it's still kept in there. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be in really nice shape. Hopefully, it's going to be in like excellent to near mint shape. And let us see, who the heck is she? So we have to Carl her for sure, because there is no way on earth I'm going to know who this is. So I'm going to do this the easy way. This is what I Carled her and found that. That's not her. This is, well, it looks like she's not that great. I found her for 22 bucks. I paid probably $4 for her. So I think what I did was I saw a different thing. There was this picture that showed up, and when I did a quick click on it, it actually showed $80. And so yay! But that was $80 for 4 of them. Not necessarily good. Something's good, something's not so good. I did see this one time. I'm looking. Oh my god! I forgot I bought these. I don't know why I bought these. Because there's no way on earth I'm going to try and be able to figure out what to do with these. You can probably guess from the sound of what it is I found these bags of marbles. 2 bags. One on the wall. Probably not all. 2 big bags of marbles. Now, from the looks of it, this is the kind of marbles I played with. So you can see the ones that are clear with the little things inside them. I do not remember the name of them. Versus the little sort of solid white ones. Alleys, I can't remember. So you can see all those. Now, there are some people who are as much marble fanatics as they are coin fanatics and stamp fanatics and Pokemon fanatics, you name it. There might be something like this. So what I will probably do with this is break it up into some smaller groups. Tiger eyes might be the thing. Alleys, yeah. There. Oops. Thanks to Tatiana. Tiger, marbles, cat's eye. Everyone's waiting for me to drop. So I'm not opening the bag. And if I did, I'd drop it on my foot. But this, again, I looked at this, I thought, this bag is a lot of those old kind of marbles. I tried joining a marble group when I brought these home, and then there were so many people posting images that I was like, okay, I don't understand. So I might try and figure out a little bit more about them, or I might just do what we just recently did for some other marbles that I got that were Pokemon marbles. I had them and put them into lots on eBay, and I just thought, you know what? Start the lots at like 10 bucks a piece. I paid $7 for the bag. So in this case, I paid probably $4.99 or $5.99. This one weighs less than this, but I bought them on the same day. They were priced on the same day. You never know with what Value Village what they'll do. So that's $10. If I split these into 4 lots of like, and I start them at $12 a piece or $15 a piece, I can turn this $10 into $60, and it's a really easy picture and a really easy shipping thing. Oh my goodness! Now, I'm watching my time. I can see what else I got in here that is interesting for this particular show. Again, another thing. Again, I see these kind of things all the time. Now, I buy these in some cases without even looking at what's inside, mainly because I go, okay, there's got to be something in here that grabs your interest somewhat. So I saw this bag hanging on the wall. Again, $2.99. I look at it and I see a couple of things that look newer, like this is the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Disney. But I also saw some things I thought, oh, this looks like a little older kind of thing. This looks like it could be what's known as, like Adrian does, Timpo, or it could be a Britain. It's not heavy. It's a very light baggie. But again, I just like pop it open and show you. I saw this little guy and I thought, oh, that's an interesting little plastic army guy. And then I saw, well, that's Pocahontas, so she's not worth a lot of money. But then there's this guy. There's another little horsey. So again, what I don't mind is with looking at stuff like this and testing it out to see what kind of pricing. He's fighting me to get it. This one actually says on the bottom of it, pretends. So it's a little limo driver. I don't even know what he would be. Pair of bagpipes. So again, almost everything in here, I don't mind and I want you guys to think about that, is take a risk on a $3 bag, on a $4 bag. See if you can find something in it that you go, okay, this is interesting enough. If you see something that's like a heavy horse, then you go, you know what, I'm going to try and get that. And as Rick said, for us, if you're doing whatnot shows, if you have, then we can put them in there and lot them up. But if you don't, and you're thinking you can put them into lots on Facebook Marketplace for potentially easy pickup, you could actually look at those kind of things, lump them together if you're doing max solds or high bid auctions or I collect auctions. You can also think about it and go, if you've got a booth at an antique mall. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can look at trying to maximize that. And if you've got a bag that you can buy for, let's say this, $2.99, and you can get $25 out of a couple of figures, then you've got a good percentage return. And that's always what I'm trying to look at, is what's the percentage return that I'm trying to get on something like that. Some things, again, I make sure I know what it is that I'm picking up. So in this one case, I'll show you one more thing and then I'll chat a little bit about it, some other stuff. This was a little bag that was $4.99. And the reason I grabbed this was because I was looking here and I could see some what's considered to be Generation 1 My Little Pony. So that's a G1 pony and that's a G1 pony. So they ended up being $2.50 a piece. And how you tell if something is a G1 pony, which are the ones that are worth more money, is you actually down on the, no, I'm on a Questicle, according to Bob's Burgers. There's right on the inside of their hoof, it will say Hasbro 1987, 1988, that sort of thing. If it's later, you'll see that on its hoof. If there's nothing on the hoof, then you know it's actually a newer or a repro or a fake pony. But that's why I bought this one lot for that much money. So, and the nice thing was I could also see in there that this particular pony had its little outfit on too. So see if I can show you this so you can see. This is, there we go. If you can see that or not. There we go. 1983 Hasbro. So I know this is a G1 pony. There is a link in our research deck for those of you who are on the Kennel Club that is how to find out more about ponies. So that's probably on its own, that's probably a $20 pony, maybe 30. And this little guy as well. Now the challenge with him is when they're fuzzy, you can't necessarily see the feet, but I knew that was another one too. Having bought them for a while, then I got a piece of crap. Like this is just going to be redonated back. Little cow, moo cow, moo cow. Now, sometimes, again, so take a little break from your normal, I only do this and I only do this. And that's one of the things that we're trying to challenge everybody for this month. So if you remember, and you're in our Facebook group, it is all about a thrifting challenge this month. And the thrifting challenge is about linen. So the whole month of March, I want you to be looking for linen. So here's my little video I did. Woof. Time for our March thrifting challenge. So today, well, for the month of March, we're going to be challenging you to be looking at linens. What does looking at linens mean? Well, it can be anything basically in the bed and bath section. So it can be sheets, towels, pillows, tablecloths, placemats, and in fact, that's your first challenge, is to take a look at tablecloths and placemats. So when you're looking at them, the easiest thing that we always say is just take a quick walk down that aisle, and anything that pops out, take a closer look at what it is. Take a good look at pricing, see if there's anything that's vintagey, Christmassy, brand new with tags or anything along those lines, and post it here. These will be your finds while you're for linens, our March craft thrift challenge. So yeah, that was the challenge. And so I've done a little bit. I found this is today. I just grabbed this today to show you. This was in the placemat section. Again, what I do is I try and go, and the very first thing I try and do when I'm looking down that aisle is I look for color. I look for things that just like jump out at me. I don't look at, I mean, you can make money from regular white linens and plain placemats and things like that. But what I try and do, and I'm trying to sort of challenge you guys to do, is just look for something that jumps out at you. So like Tatiana, I found some Hawaiian fabric. So that would jump out at you. I'll show you. This is what jumped out at me today. This was this, and I thought these are cute. And this was $3.99. It was 30% off, so $2.99, and it was these embroidered pieces. And there were actually there's 7 of them. 3 of them fell. Oh, there's the rest of them. They're underneath my Bakugan. So all of these came in that one thing. And then what I happened to notice right beside it was this, which matched the one piece. Really nicely done, too. And the funny thing was, this has actually been stapled to a couple of things for $1.99. So this cost me $1.30. So, and this was, well, $6. So I got all of these for $4. So 50 cents a piece. These are going to be great on a Whatnot show because I can pair things up. If there's something in there that I don't think has got a lot of good money behind it, like something like this, I might not be able to get more than a couple of bucks for it, but I can still make some money on it. See, little doilies and yeah. Nope, shakes head vigorously. Just say no to doilies. We have got a bunch of these that we've also found, but it's just, again, I don't say no to anything until I've looked at it, researched it, and maybe even sold it. And again, on Whatnot, we've sold a lot of doilies before. Michael's, there's a whole room full of quilt squares in an estate sale I've been going to in the past week. Quilting squares can actually do really, really good. Really, really good. Now, the Looking for Linda's challenge is going to be your challenge for the rest of the month of March. So next week, I'm going to give you a little bit of a different part of that challenge. So that's something else that you can look forward to. Now, what else I think you might be able to look forward to is if you're in the craft group, you may have seen this photo. This photo was done by Donna at Boogaloo Buys, who's right here. There's Donna. And it is a hoarder house. And we literally a hoarder house. So Donna was there and did a digging around in one of these rooms, and there's multiple rooms. Now, I went there yesterday, and some of these boxes have nothing in them. Like there's nothing inside that box. Some of them have a partial something in them. The nice thing is it was actually a really clean, surprising hoarder house. It's not like that's just broken stuff on the ground, but it wasn't like it was covered in the gross stuff. So what I'll show you a couple of things that I ended up picking up, just because I don't know. This is just random stuff that I found in that place. We had the post on the What's Sold, and somebody showed us a $200 Cabbage Patch doll. So I had to buy this Cabbage Patch doll. Didn't cost me a lot of money. I bundled a bunch of stuff up together. Still has its original outfit on, so I thought that was good. I've got to do more research on it, but I also just found, and I'll be adding that to the research deck, a site that tells you all about Cabbage Patch dolls. It's just an amazing site. Sherilyn Paletti showed me what it was, and it's like tells you what kind of face is on it and everything like that. So all sorts of things that you can learn about, so you can then learn how to list it properly, which is the most important thing, is being able to learn how to list it properly. So I bought this little guy. This was stuck on the ground. I'm such a big fan. It's an original Charlie's Angels something box. This is not getting sold anywhere. This is mine. If you watch our Whatnot shows, you'll see there's a Charlie's Angels poster that's behind me at the Whatnot shows. I know it's been crushed because it's cardboard in here. It's not like they were made really cheaply, but I just love Charlie's Angels, so this is just going to go up on display somewhere. You can probably see it up here for our next show. There we go. And then I also found this. It's so weird. I am almost, it's the last thing that I saw on it was just like underneath something. Last one. Then I guess it's a makeup case. Yeah. Then I found this, and I had to grab it. Why? I don't know. Because it looks so funky. A funky suede coat. I have no idea who the person is. It's made in Canada. It's Daniel Marcus for Sterling Stall. I think that, again, I just had to grab this. I probably, in the entire haul of everything I got, this might have cost me I might be able to put like a $10 cost on this. And as Rick says, why do I buy clothing? Because I couldn't pass this little guy up. It just looks so cool. I have no idea if it's worth anything or not. It's one of the fun things about going to that kind of estate sale. The gentleman who was running it was a really great guy, and he let us do. He let Donna. He said to me that I was like the 11th or 12th. Like, he's had this hoarder house for like 10 months, and I'm like the 11th, 13th, 15th person that he's had in there. His name is David Boyce. He's actually might watch our show, but he is actually in our Facebook group as well, in the craft group. So David, though, is going to have it is old. It's for sure. That's an old it's suede. Yeah, that's for sure. And again, it's in actually really, really nice shape. So what's going to happen is we're going to do a show, and hopefully this will be next week. We're trying to figure out the date. So possibly next Monday, I am going to go back to this house with Donna, and we are going to do a hoarder house haul. So we're both going to go into this house and dig around for some more stuff. And then on the next Tuesday show, theoretically is going to be hoarder house haul, if we can actually get there between now and Monday. So we're going to go in, we're going to take some pictures, and then we're going to show you what it is that we actually found at the hoarder house. There were rooms there was a room that I couldn't even go into. Like, you literally could not get past the door. And so it ended up that David said he was going to try and get some way for us to get into that room. There were also boxes on boxes on boxes that you like. I didn't get to. I spent a few hours there, and I didn't even go through some of the stuff. I did see the ponies. The interesting thing is when you know certain things. I had gloves on too. That's the one thing I will comment. David said, "Look, these are all G1 ponies," and I looked down and I said, "No, they're not." And he was like, "What?" And I said, "No, that's a fake pony. That's a G3 pony. That one's from the 90s." And he's like, I said, "That's a G1 pony. That's an original." He's like, "Oh," because he thought that they were all original My Little Ponies. So I said, "No, they're not." No, and I didn't take any. I didn't go to those. Hopefully I won't find any petrified rats. No. And Rick knows where it is. So, but it should be a lot of fun. And again, it's one of those things where you don't use, at least I don't know if Donna did. I didn't use this at all. I didn't take a picture when I was there, and I did not do a single Carl. I didn't Carl anything. I just literally went, and I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I did. I will say that I did come out with that. This is the back of my truck. So there's a couple of things that I bought that I was looking at today, and I was like, why did I buy that? Oh, I thought that was worth more. Oh, that was kind of funky. And then I bought it, and I was like, oh, I had two little plushes. That one of them I thought, this has got to be a $30 or $40 plush. And it's a $4 plush. And I had another one, and it was like, oh, this has got to be a $4 plush. And guess what? It's the $30 plush. So it's going to be fun to look at this. A lot of it is a toy kind of hoarder, I guess. A lot of stuff she did was exactly that kind of house. Like, you go into, and everything was, there's stuff that was bags that still had the Value Village and Goodwill tags, and they were put in a plastic bag, and then that was a bag that was sealed, and then something was thrown on top of it. So you never know what you'll find in there. Again, the clothing, I didn't even get to see anything that was really in the tchotchke kind of area. So it'll be an interesting find for us. And so that hopefully will be next Tuesday's show. So hopefully, though, today you saw some things in the Baggie Wall area. Horsey, horsey, horsey. Docky, docky, docky. That you may have gone, oh, I wouldn't have necessarily grabbed that, but I guess there's a reason that he did. There may be things that you did grab that you're hoping there's something that comes out of this bag. And as some of you may say, I may have Lost my marbles, but I bought some more to sell. Again, hopefully you'll find some ideas, some inspiration for oh God, that's loud, for doing some extra thrifting for yourself. And remember, let's look for linens and post them in the craft group. Thanks so much, everybody who came in. Give us a thumbs up if you can. If you're joining us again after the fact, make sure you do some comments down below. We love it when we see that. So thank you. We will see you again next Tuesday for either the Hoarder House haul or a topic I'm not sure of yet. Yeah. Ciao now for the kitties and kittles. Oh, I think that. Thank you, Sherry. Thanks, Carl. And no, there won't be a plague. I know. Hopefully, there won't be a plague. Thanks so much. Well, time for me to clean up all the horsies on my desk now. I do feel like